Your Excellency, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Clerk.
Excellency, I have the instructions of the Speaker of the National Assembly to place before you 6 vellum copies of bills for your assent, this being one of the most remarkable pieces of legislation to be introduced in Parliament. Your Excellency, you recall that on the 20th of November last year, when you were addressing Parliament during the State of the Nation address, Your Excellency, you promised, page 8, Your Excellency, you undertook that you are going to introduce and to propose to Parliament some pieces of legislation. One of them is now law, which is a National Infrastructure Fund, and the next one was the Sovereign Wealth Bill. Your Excellency, this bill, having been approved by the Cabinet, was introduced by the distinguished member for the leader of the majority party. It went through first reading, and then taken through public participation, Your Excellency, by the Departmental Committee on Finance, chaired by the member for Molo, who is today represented by the Honorable Umu Kasim, distinguished member for Mandera County today. Your Excellency, this bill proposes to provide a legal framework for the establishment of the Sovereign Wealth Fund, and also provide institutional framework for the proper and efficient management of that fund by distinguished professionals who are competent enough to take care of the fund. With that in mind, the fund establishes 3 components of itself. That is, first, the stabilization fund, which is supposed to assist the national government to cushion the people of Kenya from any shocks that may be associated with macroeconomic instability globally, including pandemics and other natural phenomena and conflict like that, the one that was witnessed, Your Excellency, in the Middle East. The second component is a strategic infrastructure investment fund for purposes of pooling resources with the private sector to construct our infrastructure. And the third component, and the most exciting, Your Excellency, is a future generations fund. This bill provides, Your Excellency, that the Future Generations Fund will have a component of not less than 30% of the funds. It has gotten the highest amount of protection compared to the other 3 components, including the fact that you cannot borrow against it, you cannot do collateral against it, and there are certain prohibitions of investment against it, so that those funds are secured for future generations, as indeed required, Your Excellency, under Article 201C of the Constitution, Your Excellency. This bill provides that the fund will be managed by a board, the chairman appointed by the President, the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury, Cabinet Secretary for Mining, Cabinet Secretary for Petroleum, and 4 other persons who will be competitively recruited, Your Excellency, depending on their competencies, to sit in that board. The board provides certain protections to the fund, including the investment, establishment of investment manager. It establishes where funds can be invested and where funds should not be invested, Your Excellency. It prohibits the investment of those funds from things like private equity, speculative derivatives, and other commercial investments which are high risk. The idea is to protect the fund from the risk appetite of the board and also ensure the fund is well protected, Your Excellency. It also requires that the fund shall be managed in accordance with the Public Finance Management Act, together with other provisions contained in the Act, Your Excellency. The bill has 4 schedules. One of the schedules provides for how the investments can be made, how drawings can be made, the affairs of management, the management of the affairs of the board, and many more. 61 clauses, Your Excellency, and 4 schedules. Permit me, Your Excellency, to end my commission for the day. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Your Excellency, in observance of the constitutional requirement that instruments issued by the head of state be executed under the hand and seal of the President, I now invite Your Excellency, accompanied by the pupils, to affix the seal of the Republic to the bills, thereby perfecting their enactment into law. With Your Excellency's assent, the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill now becomes law and is entered into the body of the laws of the Republic of Kenya. Through this enactment, the nation's journey towards first world status is firmly placed on course. So, Your Excellency, you may present a signed copy of the Act to His Excellency the Deputy President and the Attorney General for publication, and the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury for implementation. And thereafter, you may present to the Speaker and all the Leader of Majority and all other members of Parliament present.